It's the 5th of March, 2025. Yesterday, my brother Sam, I want to say ex-brother, assaulted me for the 3rd time. I'd made a pizza, I'd made some dinner, and I was just eating it in my room, and I heard a loud crash, and I thought, what's this? There's a crash outside my door. I'll go and find out what this is. Went to my door, opened it. Mum was there, and Sam was next to Mum, just advancing at me, just like coming out of his door, heading right towards me, like he was about to attack me, which he was. And Mum like noticed this and tried to stop him for some reason. I don't know why. And then he pushed himself over the threshold and into my room. I got inside my room, and then he started ranting on and on about some dumbbell thing. He'd use this thing as a pretext for getting in my room. Like, oh, now I have a reason to go in Tom's room. Like, there's something in there that he's got that I want. And apparently there's this dumbbell thing. There's these weights in my room, these dumbbell weights that are sitting in the corner gathering dust that I've had for years and years, that apparently they belong to Sam, and I didn't know this, and ages ago he must have let me borrow them back when he was a normal person and sane and friendly. And then he's just decided that now is the time. He hasn't ever mentioned these before in all the past few years he's been doing all these things, so he's just used this as a pretext to get into my room. So he just goes around shouting and walking around my room and saying, "Where's the dumbbells?" Like, I'm like, what on earth? What dumbbells? What's this all about? I've forgotten they even existed because, who cares? It's just some dumbbells. He let me borrow them ages ago, and they're just in my room somewhere. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna give him the dumbbells while he's stomping around my room like he's trying to attack me, because that's just handing him a weapon, and as soon as I give it to him, he's going to use it to hit me. But Sam crossed the fucking threshold into my room. Like, I'd never just burst into his room and go wandering around looking for things. And I know, I'm an ANCAP, but honestly, what can I do in this situation? Like, I don't have any means to stop this from happening. I don't really have any other method for dealing with this, because I live in this house, they live in this house, my dad won't do anything, and my mum won't do anything. So, there's no recourse for me. There's nothing I can do. I'm trying to work to get money so I can move out, but the estate agents are blocking me off. I just had a conversation with my boss about how some estate agents will block you off from doing things, and she reckons some other ones won't block you off from doing things. Like, I've got enough money for 6 months to a year short hold tenancy, but the estate agents don't want to know. The ones I've been talking to recently say you've got to have 18,000 sitting in your account before we'll even consider you, which is insane to me. Anyway, he's like stomping around my room where he shouldn't be ever, and I'm picking up my phone, and he rips the phone out of my hand as if it's his, as if it belongs to him, as if it's his property that he can do what he wants with, and he hurls it at the wall as hard as he can, and it smashes, and it doesn't turn on now. Like, the screen doesn't turn on, so I can't do anything with it, can't access it. I'm going to go and talk to a phone repair shop in a minute and see if it's a dead phone, in which case he owes me £100, because I was sitting there eating pizza, he bursts into my room and destroys my phone with some weird excuse of some ancient thing that apparently I've got that I didn't know I had. And so I only have half as many ways to contact my manager, so I had to go on my PC and tell them via Facebook that they have to get hold of me via the landline now, via my dad, because this asshole just randomly destroyed my property, and I can't be contacted by my bosses and my staff about rota changes. I was on flexi shift today, but that could have changed, and I wouldn't have known about it because they wouldn't have been able to contact me other than via my PC, which you know, if I'm out somewhere, I wouldn't know until I'm back or something like that. Anyway, he's just like damaged my valuable property. Not just damaged, it's destroyed. It doesn't work anymore. He should pay. Like, why do I have to pay for something he's just come in and destroyed? Why do I have to pay for a new phone from this psycho coming into my room and destroying my property? And, you know, as soon as he hurled the phone at the wall and destroyed it, he laid his hands on me and we got into a physical fight. He started doing what he did before and attacking me and punching me down. Last 2 times he did it, I didn't defend myself because, you know, I don't want to get into a fight with family members. I don't want to hurt members of my family. But, you know, I'm not just going to take it anymore. I'm not going to sit there and, you know, take whatever he lays into me. I'm just going to defend myself, you know, from harm. So if he attacks me or if he crosses into my room, you know, I defend myself. So, you know, I punched back and we wrestled around and I kicked him and he knocked me to the ground twice. But I got back up and, you know, then my dad came up the stairs and broke up the fight. And Sam started yelling nonsense that doesn't make any sense. Like, leave me alone. Like, what do you mean leave you alone? I was in here just eating my dinner, trying to get on with my day, and he burst in the door and, you know, started yelling all these things in a place where he shouldn't be and destroying my property. Like, I wasn't doing anything to him. I hadn't done anything to him. I haven't done anything to him. I certainly haven't gone into his room, damaged his property, stolen anything. He's like, oh, that dumbbell you have, that's stealing. I'm like, what? No, I haven't stolen anything from you. You consensually gave me this thing like years ago to use, and I did use it, and then I put it down and, you know, just forgot about it when I wasn't using it. And you had all this time, like years and years, it must be over 5 years ago that he gave this thing to me, so I completely forgot about it. He had over 5 years in which to calmly approach me and say, you've got something that belongs to me, I want it back. And then I'd be like, okay, so that belongs to you, right? I'll give it to you. Like, I'm not gonna suddenly give essentially a weapon, a heavy weighted weapon thing to someone who's just suddenly burst into my room with the intentions to, you know, yell at me and hurt me. Like, why would I? Like, I would have given it to him back a lot quicker and easier if he was calmly asking me, but he wasn't calmly asking me anything. He'd burst in, like, in a triggered rage, yelling absolute nonsense. And yeah, it's like, why? If you want to get anywhere with people, you have to approach them in a calm and friendly manner, and then you'll get what you want. But you won't get what you want if you're aggressive and violent. It's just not happening. So yeah, I don't know if he was expecting whether or not that I would defend myself this time, because I hadn't defended myself last time, but I'm defending myself now and, you know, punch back to him. Don't tread on me. If he's going to start a fucking fight, if he thinks he's going to cross the boundaries of my room and lay his hands on me and violate my property with impunity, or expecting that I'm not going to do anything back to him, well, that's not what's going to happen. If you assault me or try and vandalize my stuff, I'm going to hit back at you. And it's not going to be an enjoyable, easy time for you to demonstrate your power and how cool you are or whatever. It's going to be stressful and you're going to get hurt, just as much as you're hurting the person who you've decided to hurt. Anyway, he's probably off jabbering to his other brother who also has assaulted me, Joe, who was at work at the time. Work, I say work, they don't actually have jobs. They've been given work by my family, which, you know, they haven't actually gone out job hunting and found their own job. So it's not really a legitimate employment of any kind. Anyway, he was at work and he came back home after this thing had happened. So I assume Sam, like, did the victimology, pro-victim mentality thing and just went like, I'm the victim, look what happened to me, look, Tom did this to me, I'm, you know, playing it up to Joe, that because they're like a married couple, like they make each other meals and shit, and like Joe has been roped into, for no reason, Sam's domestic abuse thing of me. It used to be, for several years, it was just Sam doing shit to me, and it was only last year, where Joe just like decided to be a clone. I mean, I know they're identical twins, but come on, think for yourself, Jesus Christ. So he decided to just mirror Sam's behaviour for no apparent reason and do the same things that Sam was doing to me. It's like, we're twins, so we must have the same brain and act exactly the same as each other, be on the same team, and always think alike. Man, in some ways, the Joe thing is even more of a disappointment than the original Sam thing that kicked off, because he doesn't even have a reason to do it. He's just doing this twin collectivism thing. Anyway, I've got to sort out my phone and some plates and shoes now, and everything's going to be high alert at home, filming more stuff, making sure I can call certain people in to help deal with the situation when it escalates next time. Yeah, awful times, awful times. I don't get it. Why can't you just be... Why do you have to be like this? Like, why can't you just be a good, normal person who believes that violence against family is not a good thing? You can't go stomping around into other people's like private places and not expect to fight. To just it's so alien to me, that just mindset that you should hurt your family. Like, I'll never be like them if that's what they believe. It's like, never in a million years should you do that. No matter what arguments you have, you should never attack your own family members. That's insane. These people have lived with you for your entire life. They saw you grow up. They know the most about you compared to any other people you'll meet. So, like, why would you treat them like someone you met at a protest or something, or on a street at night when the pubs are shut? Like, that's bizarre behaviour. It's not how people should be acting with their families. Anyway, catch you later, folks.